and you are welcome to stay at the temple until tomorrow for sure, and even longer if you wish so. The monks here are considering you as friends now.
Good. Um, is did the Kashet, headmaster Kashit, did he seem to be like? You did tell us uh, who he thinks it was that launched that assassination attack. Did he seem to imply that uh he wanted us to go after them, or was it simply like, well, thanks for that, and it was probably this asshole.
Well,
uh,
his personal goal is to actually take care of the whole smuggler ring, drug dealing, smuggling, and fencing. Which model was I using? So it would be in his agenda to deal with the ring. Okay.
right.
Are there other monks around?
Yes, there is also the winner of the arena around.
Okay.
Um, I mean, probably eventually, uh, Season would lean over, to Tamanal, to one of the other combatants in the recent assassination attempt, and be like, "Whew, well, jeez, I that's wow. I mean, I thought this was such a peaceful, nice little temple, and then boom, somebody's trying to get killed, and for what? Just a, I mean, the handle and the ring, but I mean, didn't expect it to reach us. Didn't expect this peaceful temple to get almost invaded."
Terminal answer comments. Well, I guess there's a reason why these monks are fighting monks.
Nah, convenient. Uh, Makes them defensible. Allows the city to use them. Um, well, I mean, I feel, how do I put this? Unsatisfied to just leave the situation as is. So I might talk with the headmaster, about maybe a lead on tracking down this ring. He is responsible for it after all, so he might have something for us to
What
get up
happened
to.
to the last assassin that he didn't try to run away?
Oh,
He
there
was
was
captured.
one who
Wasn't
was caught asleep. Yes.
I think he just sort of knocked his head
he?
on something and then just sort of.
Is
I mean,
is he a
it was
prisoner?
really quite sudden. I mean, because there's so many things happening. There's arrows flying, swords clashing. The master was in some crazy battle with two assassins at once, and I'll be honest, I was screaming and I was running, and I didn't really catch a whole lot of what was going on. It was a lot. I'm not really. I mean, I'm better if it's like slow and I can take notes. I can know a lot if it's slow, but like that was not slow. That was like a good 20 seconds.
Is there any monk nearby that
Yes,
Tamil can ask a question?
there is a couple of monks, and The caught assassin is around there somewhere as well. He's being kept in a cage somewhere.
Terminal says to the monks, I want to see the assassin. I want to question him.
Okay. The cages would be over the water over there. The monks escort you there and show you the prisoner. You can see the, the prisoner seems pretty well rested.
Hmm. Can I hook along?
Okay.
Well rested, well fed. Shown the full 9 yards of hospitality.
Hmm.
Susan would saddle up over on and say, "Hey, what's up? We were just worried for you, and there's actually someone else who managed to survive the battle. We just need to, you know, we can help you out of this if you just tell us some things about yourself. I love talking, and I love seeing what people have to offer, and you know, uh, anything could happen. And I really don't think you have to be here and be in these. Is he like chained up, or is he like?
He's tied with rope, but it's not
You
so
don't have.
tight that he's in a completely uncomfortable position.
You don't have to be confined here. You can get out, and I can help you do that if you just tell me some details. And then I'm gonna cast Friends using Voice of the Emperor.
Okay. Let me see. Does that have a saving throw?
I believe it just happens. I
Yeah.
believe it's just advantage on my next. Uh,
He's not
uh,
hostile at the moment. Yeah. You have advantage.
and then Voice of the Emperor will make it so that they won't know it was me that I casted.
Hmm.
Or rather, they just won't know that it was cast. All right. So yeah, Season's just trying to get information from him.
Well, make a persuasion check.
All right. One, D, one. Was it exclamation mark? Yes.
Yes.
1d20 plus. Where's my persuasion? It's decent. It's not bad. Plus 3. Nope, that's not how you do it. Uh, roll 1d20 plus 3. And then I do it again. Okay, not good. A big 12.
Okay. Well, he seems to be reluctant to share information with you. He just shares information like it's a Khajiit, first of all.
Mhm.
This one is an honest man doing honest business. And he explains how he's a professional assassin working for an assassin clan in the area, and he was given this contract by someone who shall not be named for professionalism purposes, and that he has no personal enmity against any of the monks. As a matter of fact, he used to be a member of a monastery back in the day, but he had other goals for his life, and the monastic life wasn't exactly what he had in mind for the rest of his days.
Hmm.
So now
Uh,
he is captured.
and And do tell, what's her name?
His name is one of the one piece of information he's not willing to part with.
Hmm.
He just explains that his nickname in the assassin's market is the Swift Claw, which sounds
Wait,
like a really common name for a Khazit assassin.
it does. But we take what we can get. Susan would give the floor over to Tamino. See if he can do anything.
Terminal asks how much was he paid.
He was paid, I was gonna say 70 gold, but if it was in septims, it would be something like 300 septims, 350 septims.
300 septims. A high price.
Yes.
Terminal says to the assassin, I understand you're an assassin. You are also alive for now. The Grandmaster, he went to sleep to rest. But tomorrow morning, he will be the one to interrogate you. And I think it's better for your health, for your life, probably even for your mental health, that you talk to us and not to him, because he will not be in a good mood, even for a monk. Do you want me to roll for persuasion?
You can either roll persuasion or intimidation.
I think I go better with persuasion because I have a better
Okay. Roll persuasion.
d20, right?
Yes.
16 plus 2, 18.
The bard's words seem to hit a certain string in the Khazit's mind, and you can see he's visibly upset by the fact that there is a monk after him, as you've said, and believing that giving you information will save him from torture or even worse. He starts sharing more and more pieces of information. He says that there has been attempts on the other arts monks as well, but they were paid less, so they chose to do this one. His actual name is Mazram,
Masram.
and he was hired by the smugglers, but it was done anonymously and very discreetly.
Hired by the smugglers, so not by the Assassin's Guild, or still in the Assassin's Guild?
The Assassin's Guild is an independent contractor.
Right.
They don't limit themselves to one quest giver, you see, one employer.
How did they approach you? Terminal asks the assassin, Mazram.
Yep.
How did they approach you, and how did the payment was made? Where?
The contact was made through one of the Alfik of the Assassin's Guild, who sits around at the marketplace. Um, roll a history check to see if you know what an Alfik is.
Alfik.
Malfeek.
D20,
Should
right?
season roll this as well.
Yes, both of you.
Brilliant.
And the dead drop was
10.
to be
1, 11.
the money was to be paid after the archmonk was killed, so there's not going to be any money anywhere.
19.
Alfik
roll
is
roll-
a cat. It's a creature the size of a house cat, if a little bit bigger, and it is a member of the Khajiit. It is a person basically in the size of a big house cat, and they generally have magic abilities.
like a shifter, like a shapeshifter.
Well, they don't shapeshift.
But no, wait. Let me see if I understand this correctly. It's a Khajiit, the size of a house cat, but he doesn't walk in all fours. It's like a Khajiit that is small, right?
No, they walk on all fours. It's
Okay,
yeah. It's
that is what I
a
wanted
it's
to.
a conscious mind in the shape of a house cat.
Okay.
They make for good infiltrators and companions in general, I'd say. And he adds, well, there is still room to kill the head monk, the arch monk. I don't have to be the one to do it.
Hmm. Hey, do you get paid before or after the job?
This one gets paid always after the job is done.
Yeah, that checks out.
There is normally no chance for failure. So to make better business, we get paid after the job is done.
Mm-hmm.
But this one had not calculated your presence in the temple.
You would look over to Tamanal. Indeed, there are some people here that are actually quite good at fighting. Ah, well, I'm not too much of a fighter, anyways. It turns out I'm not too much of a talker, anyways. But I am rich, so that helps. And
Rich, huh?
I've overspoken. Apologies.
Terminal suddenly becomes a little bit more friendly. Hearing the word "I'm rich." Okay. Not like annoying kind of friendly, just
Yeah.
less
Less stranger.
reserved. Yes.
Mm-hmm. But yes. I do say just, I mean, the spell ends. So, if I were to cast Charm Person on the thief, would he know whether or not, like, would he know I tried to cast Charm Person on him, whether or not he succeeded or failed?
If it's failed, he will only see you cast the components. Which what are they?
A verbal and somatic.
Yeah, so he's gonna see you complete the somatic components and speak out the verbal ones. And if it is
Mhm.
successful, then he will, at the end of the spell, realize he was affected.
See. Well,
But
I don't have
but
too many.
if he is not successful, the Khajiit probably say something something like, "Mind tricks don't work with me, only money."
Yeah. I only understand the language of money. Your cheap
Cling cling,
tricks won't
cling
work on me.
cling. I speak cling cling, my dear sir.
I mean, yeah, I don't really have too many more tricks up my sleeve. I think. I mean, screw it. It only costs 2 magicka. Um, Season's gonna pat him on the back and say, "Well, I was just charmed to meet you." And cast charm person on the Khajiit. My spell save is 13, so unlikely. I mean, likely that he will succeed, but
Okay.
worth a try, anyways.
He succeeds.
Ah,
Indeed,
well,
your cheap tricks don't work on him.
uh, Season didn't know what he's just done, but he's gonna sort of pack up and be like, "Well, I'm not entirely certain how much more we can get out of him." Stamina?
Tamil happens to have the same spell, charm, but he's not going to use it because it doesn't look like it will work again. It will work at all.
Well,
Um,
there's no mechanical restriction to it.
Just magicka.
Yeah.
Guess let's try anyway. Um, let me just.
Season is about to get real embarrassed if you succeed on all of the charisma checks and Season
Yeah,
fails.
that's true.
Terminal pulls his lute and strings a string. And he tries to charm.
Yeah, he succeeds
Assassin.
again.
Of course.
He comments on how you skipped a note.
Wow.
Terminal decides to pull his anger.
Yeah.
With that small reaction, he decides to.
Didn't miss a note. It's an imperial version of the
It's-
song. You wouldn't
it's-
know it.
It's on purpose.
Yes.
It was on purpose.
It's about the notes
Well-
you don't play.
It was, well, just see if you are attentive.
Mm. Well, this one is starting to think that the torture has already started.
Damn. See, get visibly hurt. I mean, trying to get friendly with this guy and then.
That was a vicious
Alright.
mockery.
Season would just leave the building. I
Mm.
don't think there's anything more to be gained.
Terminal pulls his rapier. No.
There is
Terminal
more than one
thinks
way to
about
skin the
pulling his
cat, you
rapier,
know.
But decides. Terminal thinks about pulling his rapier, but of course decides not to.
Mm. Okay.
So, Khajiit, that is the Kafit, did the trading, did receive the job.
Yes,
and
300,
is in the market.
300 septims. The contract should still be out, which means
There must be more assassins.
There must be more assassins, and if I'm not really that type to know where all the rough types are. He's looking for the word to not sound derogatory, but we might be able to still see more details of the contract if we go to the Assassin's Guild. I doubt it's just a doors wide open kind of place. Or if we know where the Smugglers Guild is, or probably next stop would be Headmaster of the monk of this place.
Hello, Denicius. Well, he doesn't necessarily know where the smugglers' headquarters, or den, or cave, or basement, or manor is.
Yes,
Yeah.
that much is troublesome.
Going after the Assassin's Guild itself is, besides being risky, not really the point.
What is our next move?
Find the identity of the person that put on the contract.
Right.
While you
We're
are
trying to find that.
having this conversation, contemplating your next steps, you can hear from the top of the building loud noises like somebody screaming, and you can recognize the voice of the winner of the arena, who is at the moment having a not so civilized conversation with the head monk.
In the top of the
They are on the
Of
top
the
floor,
building?
yes.
Would Season be able to hear the details of the conversation, or just that they're yelling at each other?
Yes, you
I
can.
guess
You can
so.
hear, yeah. The arena champion is complaining very loudly that the head monk is weak and is not willing to take the necessary steps to actually be rid of the smugglers. And he comments that the assassins should not be looking to assassinate him, they should be employed by them to assassinate the smugglers. And what the head monk answers is in normal volume, so it's not audible, but it's something that the champion doesn't agree with, and he expresses his disagreement with a loud roar and a bang of the door, and you can see him a few moments later leaving the building. Well, you would be able to see him when he leaves the temple with a few other disciples.
A schism, is it?
It seems like it, yes.
Not so unified as they initially seemed. I'm curious. Needless to say. We could go talk to him. I bet he might know something. Might be more.
Terminal comments that probably there's nothing else that they can take from the assassin.
Oh, yes.
The assassin is just a tool. He didn't even receive the job itself. So Taminal decides to speak with the arena champion,
Hmm.
and he asks Shadow if he wants to come too.
Season.
Of course.
Season, not Shadow. Season. Sorry. Didn't we have a season Shadow last time?
Yeah, there was. And currently they are in the actual shadows because they don't have power where
The
they are.
shadow.
Yeah.
They
Damn.
just melted away.
Yeah. They took immersion to a whole nother level.
Yep. I gotta get in character. I am the shadows. I am the shadow.
So you catch up to the champion and the other disciples, and they seem to be on a hurry. They seem to be in a hurry.
Like they're going somewhere specific, or just going away from the Grandmaster.
Roll inside.
I would love to roll inside. Let's see. I have a decent insight last time I checked. Oh yeah. 17.
Hmm. Well, they seem to be going somewhere specifically. They've don't seem to have very many uh, things with them. They don't carry bags, and they seem to be going
So they
somewhere
must be.
close.
They probably will stay in the city, leaving, not leaving the city.
I think we should trail them.
Do we need to trail them? They'll probably have the same motives as ours. Terminal quickens his step and tries to speak with the arena champion.
Okay. You catch up to them. The disciples make way since they realize you want to speak with him, and they all together stop. And you can see he's still agitated. He's still angry, and he seems to recognize you
He's
as
still
one of the viewers of the match. Go ahead.
Terminal decides to cast calm emotions on the arena champion.
Mm-hmm. Calm emotions. It's humanoid. Charisma saving throw. You are successful.
Yes.
Mm. And he is visibly calmer. He drops his shoulders. His facial expression is smoother, and the tone of his voice is not so aggressive anymore.
Terminal asks him what is he planning to do.
This one was heading at the secondary temple in the forest. It is a place for monks like us to meditate away from irritations such as the head monk can be sometimes. It is also a place to meet monks from other monasteries without anybody meddling.
Season saddle up. I don't know why I keep saying settle up. Next to Tamanal and be like, problems with the headmaster? What's wrong?
He is stuck in his old ways. This one would have solved the issue with the smugglers a long time ago. We have so many capable fighters, and he points at the rest of the disciples, as well as the means to achieve our goal.
Right? Well, say you were in charge. What's step one? What would you do right now if you were headmaster of the temple?
This one will start with um, the people that work for the smugglers in the city. Those lowlifes that have no other place to go, and they end up in the clutches of the smuggler ring. Either by showing them the right way of the monastic life, or showing them the proper way to break bones.
So you know people in the city that are of the Smugglers Guild, then?
Not exactly members of the smuggler ring, but a part of it. You know, not members of the inner circle.
But just their lackeys?
Yes.
Hmm.
And then in the confusion and the whole scenario, there will be a surprise attack if when we find the smugglers' main hiding place with the full force of the monasteries. And then there will be no other option than to break their bones and cut them up to ribbons. And he shows his claws one by one.
How big is the monastery and how big is the Smugglers Ring? Out of character.
Well, you don't have any information for the smugglers, basically. The monastery houses around 300 disciples.
Hundreds. Yeah. And Season would kind of be like, yeah. All right, well, and what's stopping you from doing that right now? That sounds like a brilliant plan.
I'm happy that this one sees the right path, unlike our head monk.
Tommy now feels a little bit disconcerted because he expected a proper clue or suspicion. A proper clue to follow.
Hmm.
He says to the champion, I don't think roughing up poor and miserable people in the slums will make them talk.
It will send the proper message to the people of the city and the smugglers. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and I will not stand by as the city and the monastery go down in the gutter.
So are you planning on going off with some monks into the city and executing this plan, or
there are not so many of us for this plan to be realized. That is why I am going to the hidden sepulchre to meet with other monks from other monasteries who are more like-minded.
See. Huh? Why, uh, hmm. We could. Hmm. I'm gonna look over to Tominal and naturally whisper, be like, so head up the headmaster next or follow them to where they're going?
Terminal answers. I mean, following these monks and the champion, I believe to be a waste of time.
And then Season would bow out. Uh, well, brilliant conversation. Happy to talk with such wise members of the disciples of the monastery. And he'd make a move, lead the conversation.
Let's click out of the conversation.
Quick ask.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we've gotten all the information we can.
Terminal comments in a way that the monks and champion won't hear them. I mean, they don't have a clue. We just talk about getting more monks and roughing up people. The smugglers won't care.
Indeed. My father tried the same trick.
They won't be impressed by that.
Indeed. Ugh, that's quite exhausting. Shall we go to the headmaster then, see if he has anything to say about this,
Yes, we'll talk with headmaster and speak and tell him what we've learned from the assassin.
Brilliant. We'd head off and start for the headmaster.
He's on the roof at the moment.
He's still on the roof, like a true cat.
Yeah. The monks go on with their way. Go on their way. They leave the place, and you are allowed to visit the headmaster. He's happy to see you. There is also a few other monks around. One of them seems to be at attendance all the time to the headmaster to make sure he is recovering well.
Is the headmaster like visibly injured with?
Yeah, there
Like,
was I think someone stabbed him at his ribs or something like that.
Oh,
See. Season would naturally relay all of the information that he got from the spy. And then, I suppose on the way there with Tom and all, be like, so do we tell him that he's going off to find warriors for his stupid plan, or?
you said it yourself. It's a stupid plan.
Brilliant.
I believe we should at least inform the master, the grandmaster.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be caught in I don't want to be caught in the middle of a civil war between fighting monks.
Yes, that sounds like a lot of bruises. They don't look too good on me. It's the purplish tint isn't so pretty on my green aesthetic. So yeah, you go up to the headmaster and be like, "Ah, winner of the champion just went off with a couple of your disciples and are seeming like he's gathering recruits for an excursion into the city. For those roughing up some smugglers, some smugglers' lackeys, more specifically. Um, Concerning, to say the least." He'd relay that to the
Yeah.
headmaster.
He is visibly disappointed, and he groans as he repositions on the bed, and his wound seems to be hurting him. And the monk that is attending to him immediately tells him to sit down, not move, and brings him some pain killing paste to apply to his wounds. The headmaster is visibly disappointed and says, "Unfortunately, my champion has not followed my spiritual guidance as well as he has followed my martial one. I have trained him so well in the ways of the warrior, but I have failed to train him in the ways of the monk. He has lost his spiritual path, and he sees only the path of war. He has even ignored our spiritual differences from the other monasteries. By that alone, I could consider him a heretic and have him expelled. And as you might have realized yourselves, he wouldn't take that lightly."
Getting this straight, you're not expelling him from the temple because it would hurt his feelings?
Gonna cry?
Should I take this?
Maybe go to therapy?
L plus ratio?
Oh man, I watched the. I saw
get
a meme the other day.
excommunicated.
Yeah, get rotated.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't seem to have known about the secret hidden sepulchre where monks from all the monasteries meet. And that concerns him because that means the other monasteries have heretics as well. Which means that the monasteries do have some common ground among them. And now there is another thing, a new faction, yeah.
brewing.
Another spanner in the works.
How many monasteries are in the city?
They are around the city. There is one inside the city, but it is a small one. It's mostly spiritual in nature.
many different monasteries from a lot of different places around the city, all coming to congregate. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. He would look to the headmaster and say, well, do you suggest we do something about that, or...
This one will be taking care of the inside issues of the monastery. I would not trouble you with such manners. It is my duty as a headmaster to take care of such things.
But I would love to be troubled with such a task.
I don't.
Too many cat scratches. What I would, though, require of you is to locate where the smugglers have their main hub. Which place do they use for storage and distribution of their foul potions and ill-gotten goods? This will save me time, and it will also allow me to be able to make precision strikes against them in the future.
Hmm. Do you have any idea
Coming
what...
out,
You
coming out
first.
things for a bit, and he remembers the know the clues and the knowledge that he has, the information. He knows that his captain, makes deals with the smugglers on the sea. So the smugglers use ships, and they probably might use a cave stored a cave near the sea to store either the ship or the goods or both.
Mm.
So Kaminal asks the Grandmaster if you know of any large cave system in the area.
He takes a moment to think about it. There are no natural caves of that size. He takes a moment longer to think. However, this one believes that there is some sort of artificial, let's say, cave that would fit for such a thing,
Like a mine?
like the sewers.
Like a sewers.
Gross.
Makes sense.
Right under the city, where no one wishes to go. A perfect place to hide whatever it is that needs hiding. And a suitable place for the dregs of society and the run down citizens that choose to waste their lives with um, such products.
Season looks like he's having an internal struggle with himself. That he's about to go down into some sewers.
Hmm.
Kaminal thinks of the money that he might get as long as he knows how to close his nose.
Alright, well... Off to the sewers, then. Is
Where
there
to
like...
start?
Yeah. Is there like a specific Is there like a specific entrance to any one of the sewers, or is it like?
Well, the sewer must leave the city probably into the sea. So we
Right.
can start by there. We have to search for a sewer exit. As long as not like barred or something.
Well, if it is barred, I mean, I'm sure we can find someone or something. I don't know. I have no
Fireball.
idea how sewers work. Oh,
Mm.
So Terminal propose to go to the pier, go to the beach
Yes.
and start looking for a sewer exit. How do you call a sewer exit? Is there a proper name for it?
Mm,
A sewer channel that washes into the sea or to a river or something.
I don't know if there's a specific name for that. I don't know. So you were going to the seaside?
Yes.
Okay. I will take you to the city first. So, even at this time of the night, there is a bit of activity at the city. Mainly singing,
Since we are going
drinking, dancing.
since we are going through the city, is there any visible like open no, not open. An opening for sewer system that is visible?
Oh. You can roll investigation. You could roll for either investigation or it would be a more difficult perception check.
Investigation I have a better
Season's a dumbass, so he's gonna give you the help action on that.
Okay. Um, what's your modifier for the? What are you gonna roll, Terminal?
well is a 20? A 20 no
Yes, it's a D20.
20 20. 17 plus investigation plus 4 21.
Okay.
Season tries to help you, and then immediately you find it.
Yeah. So, by using the fountain as a reference, you follow the roads which are most probably gonna be having the sewage system, the drainage system, and the pipes. And indeed, you find an entrance to what seems to be an underground cave, an underground area. And by the smell of it, it seems like it's the sewer.
To, if they lie to us and are playing a huge prank on them, on us, I'm never gonna forgive them. And I'm gonna be furious for the rest of my life. As he tentatively goes down into the sewer.
So Terminal and sorry, what is your character's name again? Sorry.
Season.
Season, not Shadow. Season.
Yes.
Think of seasons. 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So Terminal and Season go down on the sewer. Okay. And how
Yes.
does it look like? It's like small and difficult to move or is wide?
Initially, it is narrow and difficult to navigate through,
What?
but following the maintenance tunnel, essentially, you find yourselves in a more spacious area. There is, of course, drainage everywhere. It smells horrible, and you find an area where seems to be some activity. There is benches, and there also should be some people around.
Some people around? How many? Or is like um, not easy to ascertain?
It's four people. They seem to be carrying
4 people.
heavy objects like sacks, crates, and stuff like that.
Tommy now tries to hide behind something like a column or a box or
Yeah.
something.
They are not paying much attention to their environment around them, so you go unnoticed easily.
Okay.
I would imagine they're trying specifically not to pay attention to their environment. Smell, mostly.
Yeah.
Does it look like... I mean, are they taking it out of the sewers or bringing it into the sewers, or is it an intermediary place? Like,
They are bringing it in.
hmm. Would Season be able to tell from the distance and, like, maybe what type of things they're bringing in? You said sacks and crates, so probably...
Make a perception check.
I would love to make a perception check. I think he's got bad perception. Yeah, he's got a +3. So, I don't know what those asterisks mean, but that's a 17.
Okay. You can hear glass bottles banging against each other, making a distinct sound,
Kuma then.
and the sacks seem to contain some sort of um, something gravel-sized, gravel-sized, but it doesn't seem to be so heavy as gravel would be.
Rap. I would relay this to Terminal. Gravel.
Gravel size. And glass.
I'd like to look at the moon sugar that I got as a little bonus from the quote-unquote quote-unquote legitimate business that was totally not selling skooma. Is it like the same kind of texture and vibe, or is it different?
Yes,
It's different, or it's
it's kind of the same.
interesting? I look over to Terminal. Best bet is moon sugar and skooma is what they're smuggling down here.
I think we probably have found them. But we
Yeah.
have to find the responsibles. How they look. If they are people, well-known people in the city, or strangers.
Good question.
I mean, I'll try to approach an area with more people without doing some noise, less noise as possible, at least. Want me to roll for stealth?
Yes.
D20?
Yes.
12. It was 12. I have no modifier.
Oh no.
You take a look at this area, and it seems to be only the workers and an office. It looks like an office. You can see the desk, some tables with little bottles and files on it, books, and one of the workers um, goes to a paper, writes something on it, makes a quick move with his hands, and then the workers begin going back to where they came from, and they will be bumping into you if you don't move from there.
I mean, I will move from his place of hiding, goes back in one of the boxes where he was hiding.
Okay. These guys leave from a different point from where you came. There is a door to somewhere. They leave. You can hear the sound of a door being locked, and there, and you can hear them talking to each other.
As they walk away, I guess.
Yeah.
Does it sound like, yeah, as they're walking into the room, does it sound like just typical ribble rabble, or something actual important?
Yeah, they were talking about how they're gonna spend their pay from today. One was going to enjoy a magic show, an illusion show from an Alfic at the city. The other one was probably going to use the money he got to travel to another city and get away from being a smuggler, basically. And the other one was going to purchase his weight in skooma.
Holy. Uh, so not a small amount of money at all.
Yeah, he might have been in exaggerating a little bit, but
Yes.
Is any more people around there? Like around as in the at the hearing range that you can listen either in either
you can hear
direction.
sound from another part of the sewer right across from where the cesspit is, the actual cesspit. And you can see tables, and you can tell,
Tables and the cesspit.
yes, you can tell there is a rubble, not a
Is
rubble.
is is this the ragged flagon?
It's something like it, yeah.
Are there any people around those tables?
Yeah, you can hear singing. There is sound of glasses clashing against each other, laughing, swearing. It sounds like a party in there.
A party. Probably this is today of being paid, and they are spending the money on drinks and party. Terminal tries to approach as much as he can without being noticed. Are there any walls or any obstacles that we can hide behind something?
Not really. It's a
Then he
pretty open
stays.
area.
Then he stays where he is.
Okay.
In the world would want to set up a bar in the worst smelling place possible? Ugh.
Someone trying to sell something that is not allowed.
Telling me interested. I mean, it's a bar. I think we might be able to simply walk in. No membership required.
You wanna walk in straight in?
Look to Tom and all before. Be like, this is totally something. Look, I'm a people pleaser. I do crowd work. I'm good with large groups. I can't blend in, but I can ingratiate myself fairly easy. I should think so. I think I could. I think we could. Yeah, manage to make an entrance without making an entrance and being loud and such. It's just a bar. Illicit, but I mean, it's not like the sewers are locked.
Terminal thinks of it a little, and then seems to have this idea that is equally stupid as it might be brilliant if they can pull off.
Season is all ears.
Terminal looks to Season and says, "You are two patrons looking for a place to gamble."
I'm playing as myself then. Very good. Julie, you've given me such a natural role. Yes, I'll play the role of
I want to say this, but I don't know if it is allowed. If I have to have the authorization of Season.
Mm,
Terminal wants to grab Season by the arm and just pull them both. They're completely like, hello, 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 we're looking for the gamble. Is there any dice around here? We have money to spend and we have money to win.
Yep, he would go in with Terminal.
Like complete confidence, not
Yep.
like not complete with complete confidence,
Yep.
not in the trying to be subtle about it.
Yep. Swaggering in. Brilliant.
okay then.
I think it's probably going to be a mistake.
You go in.
Excellently.
There is a bunch of people in here.
How do they look like? Do they look like ruffians, bandits, pirates? Or do they look more regular people?
There is a blend of appearances. There seems to be a separation. Like on each table has people of the same status on it. So there is a table with ruffians around it. There is a table with more noble looking ones, and there are other tables where there is a mixture of ruffians and noble looking people with quote unquote regular ones.
Hmm.
Told you this would just be a
Damn it.
regular establishment. That's sort of strange, but uh,
Passed out drunk guy next to the cesspit.
horrible.
I suppose the cesspit have its use here, no?
Yeah, the guy lifts his head up. You don't have to go far to. And throws up in the cesspit.
I mean, he didn't even need to go to a toilet or nothing. It's just boom, straight into the sewer system. It's technology's amazing. Um,
Terminal fears the other use that it can be used. Besides, since there's no need for a toilet, and you already saw someone birth, barfing into the cesspit, terminal fears another use being another thing being used, like there are some pants.
um, but yes. Uh, what it looked like? I mean, it looks like there's just a large tap. Doesn't look like there's a formal bar area or.
Mm. It's a bit of self-service here.
Okay, so there's like tables with food that you can just grab
Yeah.
and drink, I guess. Okay.
Brilliant. Are there areas beyond the bar, like further into the sewers, or is it just straight to the exit?
There is an area here that you haven't laid eyes upon.
Susan would step back from the party and uh, look in for that area. Curious. Holy shit.
You feel a leg stretched in front of you, blocking your way from going forward, like a bar, like a traffic bar. And there is a large guy standing up from a chair here, going somewhere.
Only curious. Uh, only to better places, I'm certain. What a beautiful room you have here. Can I look around? What kind of room is it? Like a stock room or
It seems
storage
like
or
a stock room, and you can recognize some expensive bottles of wine, mead, and other um, s- rare delicacies, rare ingredients, drinks, foods, and generally high quality stuff.
Mm. Oh, my mom quite liked that one. Say, are these for sale?
He comes a bit closer, trying to presenting his whole muscular body.
Yes. Well groomed, defined muscles, sweaty body.
I'm afraid these are not for sale, kind sir. I'd suggest you walking away.
Ah, well. That's alright. "Uh, you carry on," and then he leaves.
Okay.
High expensive stock goods. Did it look like there was a ladder out of the sewers in that room, or is that just random wood planks of wood on the
Mm,
wall there?
there seems to be a ladder upwards.
Upwards.
Interesting. I'd come back and relay all of that to Tamanal.
Mm-hmm. Terminal is engaged by a tip whore who is trying to make a living.
Taminal asks her who is who is in charge here.
She looks at
You,
you funny as if you should already know the answer to your own question. And she jokingly answers that she is in charge.
Taminal then asks, what would he ask? Taminal asks if it's gambling night today.
Hmm. Another lady comes up and she says, "Well, with her, it's every night is gambling night.
wow.
You can trust her temperament. One day she loves you, one day she hates you. While with me, you can love me every day." And she takes a position like the other one, close to season this time. Damn it.
Taminal puts his arm above Season's shoulders and say, "Well, my friend here is full of money, and he wants to gamble a bit, and probably some company. What ladies will, what you ladies will say?"
And they both tell
Season
you, yeah, yeah.
is Season is suddenly out of his depth.
Well, the ladies urge you to go to the big table in the middle. This is the one they use for gambling. And soon some people gather around to start a round of some card game, something like poker. But it's a Khajiit variant which has um, two decks,
Okay.
as we consider normal decks, the 52 cards ones, and they have two colors. There is a 52 card deck with a blue color, and there is a 52 deck with red colors. They symbolize the wax and wane of the moons, and the game revolves around that. And the winner is the one who succeeds in either matching how full the moons are or completely fills them in game. And the game begins. There is money on the table. Somebody wins, somebody loses. Is there something specific you want to do here?
try to be ingratiating himself with the other table guests, engaging in casual conversation, and eventually, casually as he might try, though sudden to them it may seem, he would try to be getting information about what this place is, who owns this establishment, and maybe if he's like really ingratiates himself and he thinks he can do it, you would like ask for some information on the smuggler's ring.
Mm-hmm. Make a charisma check.
Just raw charisma.
Yes.
All right, got a big +1 to that. That's a 20.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, really? Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
So, the fellow next to you seems to be losing quite a lot of money, and his temper loosens his tongue. He starts spitting out information between swearing and smacking the table with his hands. And this place is under the protection of Lars.
Lars.
We know that name. Where did we hear that before?
Lars.
It is
That's-
considered something like his hangar, his storage area. This is where he brings the stuff from the ships to the shore.
Terminal approaches Season and explains Lars is a member of the Thieves Guild.
Yes.
He is in charge of delivering the
Guma.
goods. The
Yes.
schooner, yes.
Interesting.
So it's
Fascinating.
here. We have confirmation. It's here.
Once the goods are out of here, then it's off of Lars's hands. Then it's up to... what were the names? Two Tails Zahana and Akara the Light.
In 2 tails, yes.
Then it is these two. But as
So we
of
know-
right now, it is Lars's turf. What were you going to say?
Terminal
Yeah.
director is of course satisfied that Season has been successful accepted by the patrons with no suspicion, apparently. So it's probably that will be safer in the future to come here more often.
Mm-hmm. I want you to both roll a d20 to determine your luck in the game.
Oh boy.
We're gonna be fine. Somebody recognizes.
Big 3.
And we're gonna be comparing it to my roll. 9.
Please.
Not too much higher.
Fuck off.
So both of you gonna be losing. Gonna roll them visibly as well.
Everyone's really bad at this game.
Yeah.
No one. This is amateur play right now.
Each of you lost 3 gold. 3 septims.
Oh, okay. It's losing money in the game. Okay. I thought that we were gonna be like discovered by someone or something.
No.
3
Yes.
seconds. So
3 septims for all that information. That's
let's see.
more than worth it.
Yeah. One of the ladies jokes to the guy that won that 1 septim. Well, I make that much for a kiss. And then he comes back with, "Well, I would give you even more money to stay away from me, you dirty hag."
Pockets. Devastating.
And she actually um, extends her hand. "Go on then." And he doesn't give her any money, so she
She's
goes to hug him. And there is a bit
like,
of an issue here. They are
Shit.
arguing and pushing each other.
Shit.
oh, a fight.
Season would sort of get in the middle of them and then say, hey, it's alright. Hey, it's your turn. Please.
I mean, I'll grab season and pull him back.
Oh, shit.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I guess a moment before he could intervene, Domino pulls him back. What? Why? I don't like seeing.
If a fight starts if a fight starts here, you probably will have a chance to get into that room that you tried to go earlier.
A very good point. Can
And most of all, don't try to get in the middle.
yes.
Those two.
Let's see. Do you think we should? I don't know. Help them out a little bit. Agitate the crowd, or let it take its course.
Is the confrontation like building up or settling down?
Well, it seems to be settling down. When it gets a little
Uh,
bit more physical, the woman seems to be backing off.
Can I try? Can Season try to like egg them both on?
Well, can you think of something to say?
Uh,
Or are we gonna
uh,
resolve it with a check?
he would like. He would probably say, like, "Oh, it's the man's turn, and he's a coward. He chooses to just lay back and take it from this." And then he uses some horribly derogatory term for this woman. Honestly, jeez. Have you no honor? Ugh. Are you just gonna sit back and take this? Please. And then he'd look to the rest of the table as if, like, can you get a load of this guy?
Then these guys that are dressed the same look at each other and say, "Well, if he's doing like this, he might not even be paying his debts later." And they go to him, "What do you have to say about this?" And then the woman keeps adding stuff to him, claiming that he also owns her money for her services. Then there is a bunch of people coming towards the brawl.
Season would, kick the table and try to make the money go everywhere. Discreetly, of course, but...
Terminal slowly backs up into one of the columns.
Holy!
Where did it go though?
Season is strong! That -1 in strength really goes a long way.
Where did it go? Anyway,
Oh, you lost it.
it went out of the map.
Into the void.
Into the void. While this is going on, the first punch flies
Yes.
And the big guy and another big guy from this entrance. They come to try to contain the whole thing. And they join the brawl. And the
They join.
bodies start hitting the floor. Well, the floor, I said.
Body started hitting the floor.
Yes.
But the body,
Season would try to sleep.
but the bodies hit
Slip.
the floor.
Yeah. Let the
But
bodies
the
hit the
bodies
floor.
hit the floor.
Slip
Terminal
away.
try to rush as quickly into the room.
Mm-hmm.
Gives a quick look at the boxes. See if there's anyone like open, because he doesn't want to linger there too long.
You can see that
What?
all the stuff here is luxury goods, expensive
Okay.
Bretonian wines, rare Skyrim ingredients.
Can I take a bottle of wine?
Yeah.
This was my mother's favorite. I'm sure she'll love it when I come home.
I want to roll for investigation.
Okay, roll.
D20.
Yes.
Four.
Can I give him the help action?
Let me see. Investigation plus 4. 8. I don't think is enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of labels. There's a bunch of papers stacked with information about the stuffs, and there isn't any specific piece of information that sticks out or seems useful. You can roll a different investigation roll, Season.
Sure, I'll give it a try. I got a big +0, but hey, I keep forgetting how to. 20. Let's see. Yep, just a +0, so 15.
15. Okay.
Apart
Coming
from all the
just-
consumables, yeah, go ahead.
Just want to say one thing. Terminal pulls up his bottle of scum that he stored from the other day and shows it to Season to see if finds something similar.
Season would pull out his own bottle of Screamer and say, "Oh, please, I do recognize this," and then stash it away with
Terminal.
the bottle of
No,
wine.
no, from here.
Yes, I
This-
see. And he continues in his search.
Yeah. Apart from all the expensive, luxurious, rare consumables here, you also find incense and stuff that is used in ceremonies similar to the ones you witnessed at the monastery outside the city. By the labels on the bottles and the crates, you can tell that's for a different monastery.
Would I recognize the specific monastery? Or
Yeah,
just
yeah,
know
yeah.
That it's for a different monastery.
You see the name of a different monastery.
I see. Do you have the name for the monastery on you, or?
Yeah. The monastery is called. What are these names? Caprice.
Peace. And are the luxury goods from Caprice or going to Caprice?
Both.
I see. Coming from.
Terminal then looks at the stair, and he decides to climb it. If anything, in the upper level. Or is there a door? It's a stair to
There is a trapdoor, yes.
a trapdoor. Okay. Terminal tries to open. Can he open? Or is it locked?
Yes, it's not locked. You can open it just by pushing it with your hands.
Terminal slowly open the trapdoor and sees what he can. If see if there anyone there. Does he see anybody there? Roll for
Mm,
perception.
you don't see anybody. It's a dark room. It's a dark small room.
Dark room. Terminal cast light in the dark room.
It looks like a janitor's closet.
Janitor's closet. Is there anything there?
There is brooms. There's a bucket. There's a mop. There is
Nothing else.
some cleaning materials, and there is a stack of firewood in there with the wood cutting axe next to it.
No bottles. No like a drawer or a small cabinet. Nothing like that.
No, there is the door to exit, the door of the cabinet, which leads in a tavern.
Mm. Terminal um, gets out from the trapdoor and tries to open the door into the tavern.
Mhm.
Just to make sense.
The door
Just to
opens,
know which.
and you find yourself in one of the taverns near where you met with your captain.
Oh, okay. Terminal. Is there anyone at the tavern who is like? Did anyone notice the terminal opening the door, or is it empty?
There are people in the tavern, just nobody was paying any attention, or it, even if they were looking at your direction, it didn't seem so out of place that they paid any further attention to it.
Okay. Terminal closes the door and goes down on the trap door and signals to even to just leave from that room and into the brawl.
Brilliant. Yeah. Re-enter.
Okay. You enter the trap door, the closet.
I thought we were re-entering. Oh wait, are we entering the brawl or the tavern upstairs?
No, the brawl. I said the
The
brawl.
the brawl.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, the brawl.
Terminal closes the door of the tavern, goes down
Yeah,
on the
okay.
trap door again, signals season to go back into the brawl area.
Yeah.
And how it is doing? Did it subside or is it still active?
Well, there are people thrown in the cesspit. There is upside down tables. There's crates falling down all over the place. One of the big dudes even on the ground. There is one guy on top of the table shouting, howling. And one of the other big guys just right hooks the one guy that basically started the thing, grabs the lady by her waist and throws her in the cesspit,
Jesus.
and then shouts to everybody to stop. And they seem to comply.
How roughed up does everyone look up right for now?
I guess move the eyes, torn clothes.
Yeah, it's torn clothes,
Holes in the ground.
ripped eyebrows, bloodied knuckles, stuff like that.
Ripped
Yeah,
eyebrows. Ripped eyebrows.
yeah.
Oh, is
Uh,
anyone killed? Just unconscious. Just unconscious, I guess.
Nobody seems to be dead.
Okay.
it's interesting. Wow, we've caused a lot of trouble.
Is there anyone like leaving? Just leaving?
Yes, they are
Like
living
patrons
from
just
this area.
so that's those patrons just entered. I just left. Does it look like a public exit or entrance to the tavern, or does it look like it's almost secret or unnoticeable?
It seems less secret than this one.
Okay. I talked to Stephen. I think that we have done everything we could for now, at least. Let's get back into the monastery,
Yeah,
and we
report
go
back.
through and we go after the others who left to not arouse suspicion from where we came from.
Mm. Okay. And you find yourselves again at the city. Um,
But
this exit is still a hidden one, but it's right next to a public restroom, and you can see a part of a wall is opened, much like if you know the Thieves Guild in Riften, where
You
you
know
push
what?
a button and it opens at the cemetery.
Yes.
It's something like this. You pull a lever, which the lever is visible from the inside. You pull the lever, the wall opens, and then it closes behind you, and there is a symbol of the Thieves Guild with a button on a button, and when you press it from the outside, it opens. And so you leave, and you see the other patrons leaving as well. And it's close to the outer side of the city. Something like here, let's say. And we will be leaving this here.
all right,
All right.
brilliant.
I hope you enjoyed it,
Of course, very fun.
I did.
and we'll be continuing next week.
Fantastic.